Hey guys, welcome back to some Guild of Guardians. So as we get ready for the server maintenance that is going to be happening shortly, we want to make sure we're going to burn through all of our resources, but also the building blocks are going to be up when we come back up. So we don't know if it's going to be an endless mode, the rush mode, a combination of the two. We don't know exactly what it's going to be. Now we did get some endless challenge rewards. You can see we got 600 tokens right here. 1.95, so 1,950 tokens here, as well as, of course, a ton of our star stones. Very cool to see that we get our arena season rewards. This is the end of season 2. That is the reason why these rewards are so high. This is the end of the season, and a lot of players really didn't realize that. Now, thinking of the heroes, and I'm going to give you some kind of tips and tricks for building blocks that is going to be coming. Now, of course, the building blocks are rare heroes, so they are specifically rare heroes. Now, one of the big things that we noticed is when it comes to the rare heroes, and for instance, I'm going to use Cyrus right here. When you start looking at the gear and especially looking at the exclusive items, if you have those, these are going to be the kind of pain in the butt, but going through and putting these on your rare heroes are going to make and is going to be the absolute game changer. So you can go in here and look at some of the rare heroes. So even looking right here, we have Cinder, Strength, Warrior. Now, of course, this hero is going to wear, boom, all of my gear right there. You can see we need 3 stars to get this unlocked. Now, a lot of players are saying, when it comes to the stats that you get from these heroes, it is not worth enlightening them at all. So it is not going to make a difference if you're going in here, if you're using more copies, if you're enlightening these heroes at all, it is not really going to have a big game-changing difference. The big difference that you're going to find within these heroes is within the gear. Because even when you look here and looking kind of at the stats itself, you can see my HP is 180k. You can see the attack is 18,000. When we remove the gear, you can see even looking at levels, when you start leveling these heroes up, and again, let me run back to another hero. We're going to reset, and we're going to reset one at a time. This is a mistake that I actually made quite a while ago, is when you go in here and you reset a hero, let's say right here with Grizel, if you reset multiple heroes at the same time, it is incredibly difficult to level them up. It is just time consuming. But if you go in here and you do the levels kind of one by one, for right instance, Heroic right here, we're going to level them up, and you'll notice we are gaining 110 levels. That is going to take us 90k up on the HP. So again, thinking of where we're at, so even at level 111, the attack is at 9,000. When you look here, the gear is at 17,000 at 6. So you can actually get this way higher for the heroes themselves because of the exponential factor. Even here, looking at the HP is 271. And then, of course, you're adding in this HP of 146. And you can see the HP goes almost to nothing without the gear. So again, this is going to be super ultra dependent on the gear and where you have the gear. Also, when you think of the gear itself, you have to make sure you have the gear. This is something I know a lot of players, including some of the guildies, that did kind of overlook, and it was something that was mentioned over on Discord on the Guild of Guardians, is number 1, you got to make sure you have the gear. Number 2, you got to make sure you level up the skills. Now, when it comes to our rare guardians, you can see they only do have 2 skills. I'm going to stick with the heroes I have. So again, I'm not going to be adding more stars on there. I'm not going to be doing more radiance. Doesn't seem like it's worth it overall. We're going to have to see exactly where we place before we do get these heroes. Now, like I had said earlier, when it comes to these rare heroes, you have to make sure, even here with my Rangers, I have 1 set of Ranger gear, and I have 10 rare heroes in their entirety. So even looking right here, there's my agility gear. Here's my int. Now the intellect gear, I have 4 casters. So my intellect gear is good. Even looking at my tanks, I have 2 sets of tanks. So I actually have 2 sets of tank gear, which is good. Now my problem, or where I kind of fall short, is when it comes to my agility gear. Unfortunately, right now, I have 1 set of agility gear. I need 1 more set of agility gear. So I'm going to come out here and do some crafting. And again, you're going to kind of have to figure out, and we're going to have to see with building blocks exactly where it does make sense and what heroes we're utilizing within this game mode. But again, regardless of the heroes you're using, you're going to have a multitude of gear to be able to outfit the heroes, or the rare heroes are going to have minimal to no effectiveness because you're not possessing the gear on there, which is the reason why, as you can see from my bag right here, we started building out, and we're continuing to build out a lot more of this gear. And I believe we're going to hit level 71 on here. Now we're 2 seasons in. As we've been playing this game for a little bit, we've been making a lot more progression, getting through, and of course, focusing on a lot more guild things, focusing on the growth and development of the heroes themselves. We're going to go in here, and I want to focus first on a weapon. Again, kind of a little bit of a question mark when it comes to what is the game mode going to look like? What exactly is it going to be? We utilize a lot of the screenshots that we've seen in there to actually kind of deem, hey, this is what could be going on. What mode is it going to be in? What, again, is it going to kind of look like? So let's use some of these. We're going to build out, again, some of the gear. And I'm, of course, trying to build out some of the more advanced or some of the tier 6. So tier 6 overall, again, we're trying to get 2 sets of gear. Looking in here, we should be able to craft a couple of these. And if we do get, there we go, guys. Very, very nice. That, of course, is a tier 6 level 3 build on there. Crit rating bonus, or crit damage. Wow, that is a like Desidra absolute bonus right there, which is awesome. Unfortunately, it is not the same as we're looking, or the same classification or the stat that we're looking on, but that is okay because we still have a lot here. Now, I've also claimed and built up several when it comes to all of the boxes that we have been getting out of our campaign mode or our adventure mode. We have been making a ton of progression in there, which I'll show you guys in just a minute, because we have been farming out boxes to continue, again, building this gear and building the gear up in its entirety. So even looking at our inventory and looking at the boxes, we've got 18 of these, which again, trying to get some more of the bones, trying to get some more of the crafting gear, 51 of these, and we have been farming these up like crazy, making sure that we are maxing those out. And of course, in the adventure mode, going through like the Deadlands, going through and farming out the tier 3 challenges. And of course, you never, and I really short of sleeping sometimes, which I don't sleep very often. I keep my energy under 10. I want it to always be coming back. Even if I have some extra energy, even if I have to go in and farm up some tier 2s, it is giving me materials. It is giving me hero tokens. It is giving me the ability to build up and recycle the heroes. And honestly, it is the collection and the collaboration of everything that you do within this game that will help you progress further and faster. I cannot stress it enough. Even looking in here, we can pick up another 3 energy. Just making sure that we are clean sweeping everything. That is the challenge number 3. And again, it's giving us a lot of resources. We're getting the ability to get more scrolls. We're also picking up a lot more of the power stones that we use. So I might not be able to get the gear super high because we can't reset gear as it sits right now, but we are going to have the ability again to kind of go in here. That also does give us 132 chests right there. So kind of crazy with the amount of gold that we get, 235K. Then of course you can see all the gear that we're accumulating in here through the heroes, through the builds, through the summons, back to crafting, doing the exact same thing. Is literally just the recyclement of all of your materials, getting those tier 2s, tier 3s, ultimately getting to the tier 6s, which we see right here. It just takes time. Again, when you think of the seasons that we've been, since we've been playing this game, getting the tier 6s, it comes from the progression within that adventure mode. The adventure mode and getting these and building these up just takes time. We got very, very lucky with the tier 6. And I'm hoping we can build one more here looking at the tier 3s that we got. And of course, a couple of these tier 4s. I feel like we might be able to squeeze one more piece out of here, which again, since I did get a weapon and I do also have another weapon, I'm going to go ahead and build up one more. And this time I'm going to go for the chest piece because of course, with the chest piece itself, if we can build this up a little, if we can get another legendary piece, I would be absolutely shocked. But looking in here, it looks like it is going to be an epic. But again, 54,000 hit points on this versus not having gear at all for the Guardian. You have to come in here. You have to build up everything like we were kind of talking about. It does make a very, very big difference. And of course, the OCD, I organized the bags in here. Which that was the wrong bag. I'm just going to sell it to get rid of it. But yeah, definitely using your bag. Again, we used all of our resets in here. Or no, we didn't use them all, but I'm going to max out the bag in there. Again, big, big game-changing event that's coming in. Want to see what the rewards look like. We're going to have to make sure that we build out and really set all of these heroes right now. I'm going to go ahead and unlock. I'm going to reset. We're going to get everything back on the hero. I'm going to lock because, of course, these heroes are in PvP. I don't want PvP to come up and us to get just absolutely destroyed because I don't have anything on some of the heroes like Cyrus that I don't have anything on there. So we'll gain him some levels. There we go. We'll throw some gear on there. We'll get the skills up. So when the server comes up after maintenance, we are going to have to hop in here and we are going to just have to make a lot of progression. We're going to have to go in here. We're going to have to grind out a lot of the progression. And I think I actually put this on the wrong hero. That's okay. That's okay. I'm okay with the reset. Because again, the reset works. There we go. And we did have all of this based on Grizel. So I'm going to go ahead and level up Grizel because she is the one that we are actually running in there. We'll level up her skills. And that is going to do it for our video. The rare Guardians. And again, if you're getting rare Guardians, make sure you're not recycling them. Make sure you're using them because you're going to need, and we don't know who's going to be effective as of right now. We don't know what it's going to look like. In addition to those rare Guardians, we also do have the 4,000 stones that are going to be coming down the pipeline again for those Guardians itself. And of course, looking at the build. So we did get a ton of power. I'm going to go ahead and build this up a little bit further. Leah, of course, even though we're not getting attack built out of this one, the big thing with this one is having the higher defense gives her the survivability within the endless mode and of course PvP, everything else. So I want to try to pull this all the way up to level 40. And as I think right now, I think level 40 is the highest, but that does add 38.25 defense. Now, of course, when you're going through different game modes, the defense makes a really, really big difference because you can go in there and you can actually build these up. And of course, looking at level 9 right here is going to increase. Boom, our Umbra's resistance did increase as well. So very cool to see. So we're going to continue building out these Guardians, continue before we get the reset, which should be coming very soon. So all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.